Hello, welcome to today's humor channel, and I thank you for watching videos on here. So today's topic is about putting unnecessary pressure on ourselves. So, for example, when it comes to Christmas, there's so much rush on Christmas, and people put a lot of pressure on themselves trying to get as many presents as possible for every single loved ones. And people go through so much pressure buying this, buying that, buying that, buying that. And that's fine. If you can afford to buy all those things, it's absolutely fine and it's great. But even those who can't afford, even people who can't afford to buy all those presents, all those decorations, all those things, this and that, you know for sure in your heart that you can't afford to spend that much on Christmas, but you're trying to spend that much anyway, to spend that much money. So you even go in debt. Some people borrow money from others just so they can spend on Christmas. They go in debt just so they can spend on Christmas. It's just one day, yet the amount of money that people spend on Christmas, it's crazy. Like I said, if you can afford to spend as much as you do spend on Christmas, that's absolutely great. That's great, and then you're gonna have fun. But if you know for sure you can't afford to spend, the amount of money that people normally do spend on Christmas, don't put that much pressure on yourself. Don't put pressure. Like, you can still have a great Christmas without spending so much money. You don't need to get 1,000 presents for each person. You don't need to do that. You can still have presents. You can even make your own presents. It's not about what you're getting people. It's about what you can afford to get them. It's not about how expensive each present is. It's just about the love that you pour into either buying that present or making it yourself. If you know how to make something, you can make it for someone. You know, you can. If you can't afford Christmas, just you have to be creative with it. Don't overspend. Don't go and borrow people money, um, or don't go and get yourself in debt just so that you can splash on Christmas and make everybody happy, including yourself, of course. But then at the end of it, once Christmas is over, you're left with a lot of cleaning to do, for one. You have to rearrange your house again, okay? And you are in debt, a lot of debt, which normally takes a long time to finish paying it off. Christmas is just one day, yet you spend so much money that you don't have. So money that you borrowed, you're in big debt, and it might take a whole year to finish paying it off, and then it's Christmas again, and then you go through the same process again. And it's not just Christmas, there's other demands in life that cost a lot of money. So you just never seem to get out of debt. Like, this is unnecessary pressure. You can still have a simple meal for Christmas, just food that you normally eat anyway. Um, at home, just make it bigger and then invite people over and share that food with the people you love. And then when it comes to presents, if you're creative, if you know how to make things, you can make those things and then wrap them and give them as presents to people. Because, like, when it comes to like Christmas jumpers, for example, and socks, people seem to get jumpers and socks like every year. Like, some people will get the same presents, like jumpers every single year. These are Christmas jumpers. How many times in a year can you wear a Christmas jumper? You might find yourself that you have so many Christmas jumpers in your wardrobe that you've been receiving every single Christmas from different people, and you can only wear Christmas jumpers around Christmas period. On Christmas Day, few days before Christmas, and like few weeks before Christmas and few weeks after Christmas. the rest of the year you're not gonna really wear Christmas jumpers. You don't see people walking around in Christmas jumpers. Let's say which month of the year, like in um in May, for example. In May, in April, in June, you don't see people walking around wearing Christmas jumpers. Why don't people do that? Why can't you wear your Christmas jumpers all year round? And there's nothing wrong with that. So you got these jumpers sitting in your wardrobe and you just can't wear them. You just because it makes no sense. It's not around Christmas time and they're just building up. So what do you do with all those Christmas things that you can't use unless it's Christmas? They're just sitting there wasted. Like you're not gonna give them to someone else as a present. Jumpers that you've been wearing and now you're giving to people again as presents. Like no, if you're gonna give someone a present, either make it or buy it for them. And then if these are like Christmas jumpers for children and stuff like that, they're growing. Not gonna put them into Christmas jumpers all year round. When it comes to next year, they've grown out of it, so you're just gonna have to get rid of them. So it's like in a way, it's waste of money. It's really waste of money. Yeah. So it's just unnecessary pressure that people put on themselves to go all out and crazy on Christmas with spending. There's so much spending that you can do on Christmas. And people tend, after Christmas, if you ask them how much did you spend on this Christmas, every single Christmas say a lot. And then you ask them, did you really have that much money to spend on Christmas? And say, no, I didn't. So I just spend, like you had to borrow, you had to use the money that you didn't have, you had to borrow money, you had to get in debt, just so that you can afford Christmas. Like, why does Christmas have to be so expensive? It doesn't have to be. It's Christmas basically it's just you gather around with family and friends and you spend that time together, you eat a meal, and the meal doesn't have to be expensive. Eat a lovely meal, share stories, see each other, and then exchange presents. And you can give every single person that is coming to your house, or all your loved ones and families, you can give them one present each, and it could be big or small, just whatever you can afford, and that's it. Because the thing is, afterwards, you're gonna have to pay that debt you got yourself into. You know, you're gonna have to pay it back, and it's a lot of money, and it's painful having to pay all that debt. Like, why? You don't need to do that. And so this is just unnecessary pressure, and that's just one pressure. And there's many, many, many other pressures that we go through, like stresses. There's just no need. Some stresses you just have to let go. There's no need. And it's not just Christmas. It's like, for example, when it comes to like trying to, I'm gonna have to end this video now because I'll leave the next information for next time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.